You know what? It's really lovely today. Blue skies, couple of cumulus clouds just dotting the blue canvas. Rather like Toy Story. So we should go on a 3-minute jog. And we should jog to the sounds of natural hazards and wealth. Paper 1. Let's have a look. Comparing different areas of wealth and natural hazards is a real favourite of the examiners. Basically, asking the question, does wealth alter the impacts of a disaster and the responses to that disaster? Well, the answer is yes, they do. And it's exactly why in AQA you are asked to study a HIC, natural disaster, and an LIC/NE disaster. They do alter. How? Well, we can usually divide them into 2 categories, wealth-related and not wealth-related. Often, when this comes up in a question, it is good to know what factors are related to wealth and what factors are not related to wealth. It gives your answer a nice broad perspective. So, for example, wealth relates to how good your rescue services are, how equipped they are, how quick they are. The quality of your buildings and the quality of your hospitals are linked to your wealth, and the standard of transport infrastructure is linked to your wealth. Have the roads survived? Has the airport of the local airport survived? So those are related to wealth. The richer you are, the better these things are going to be. For example, in Italy and with L'Aquila. Not wealth related, the strength of the disaster. So the magnitude of the earthquake, for example, when it strikes and how long it hits for, the time of year when it hits, the geography of the area, so just physically where the area is, the depth of the focus. Obviously, a shallow focus means a stronger earthquake, and the distance from the epicenter. These are things that are not related to wealth, but they can impact the effects and responses to a disaster. I'm going to run over time here. So if we're looking at our case studies, Italy has really well trained emergency services. They were on site quickly and lots of them equipped and ready to go. Nepal has got really poor and lax building codes, which means a lot of the buildings, especially in Kathmandu, are not well resistant to earthquakes. Their hospitals are poorly stocked, and the amount of doctors per person is really low. The time is something you can't control. Okay, so for example, L'Aquila happened early in the morning. People were in bed. I've run over time. This might be a 4-minute jog. It happened early in the morning. So people were in bed. They weren't out in open spaces where maybe they've been a little bit safer. The geography of the area. Nepal is in the Himalayas. It's mountainous. It's cold. It's hard to navigate because the roads are not great in the mountainous terrain of the countryside. Makes it difficult. L'Aquila is in the Apennine Mountains, the spine of Italy. What that meant is that maybe deaths from or illnesses due to cold-related issues like hypothermia were lower because it happened in May, but 6 months later, people were still intense, and that was cold for them. Okay, again, a difficulty with the response. It's not a trick question. Italy handled the earthquake better than Nepal. It's not. You don't have to try and argue how Nepal did it better. You just got to be confident in how they handled it better. That's the main thing. Just something to keep in your mind. Sometimes HICs do suffer a higher economic impact because they're more developed. They've got more money to lose. But on the flip side of that, having more money means that they can be better prepared for these disasters by having those 4 Ps, MPPP, monitoring, protection, prediction, and planning, which I won't go into because I have ran well over time. There you go. So that was a 4 to 5 minute jog on a wonderful spring afternoon through natural hazards and wealth. I hope that helped a little bit. Thank you very much, everybody.